Let's take a look at finding the vertex on a TI-84 plus calculator. We're given this on a quadratic function. We got f of x is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 1. And I want to find the vertex. Well, if I go to my y equals and press clear out wherever's there, we'll enter in our quadratic function. So I got x squared, so x squared plus 4x plus 1. Now if I press graph, you see this. You may have to zoom out to see the graph, but we want to be able to spot the vertex. A vertex is your highest point or lowest point. If a graph opens up, then obviously it's the lowest point, because there is no highest point, because it keeps going up forever. So our vertex is right here. This happens to correspond to our min. Well, if I do second trace, you have to know what you're looking for before you come here. We're going to choose the minimum, the third one. If it was a maximum, we'll choose the fourth one. So I'm going to do 3. Now it's asking us for left bound. My flashing cursor is right here. I want to move the flashing cursor to the left of where the minimum is. So I'm going to do my left arrow key and see my cursor going down. There's my minimum about right there. So to the left of it, about right there. You don't want to go too far away from it, but you don't want to be too close either. And then I press enter. And then it's asking us for right bound. And I'm going to do my right arrow key to go to the right of where the minimum is. And that's pretty good. So I'll press enter on that. If you've done a pretty good job of staying fairly close to your minimum or maximum, then for the guess, you just press enter. And this gives us our vertex. Little bit of a rounding issue on the computations. See, that says negative 2.000001. Well, you can probably guess what that is. That's negative 2, negative 3. And that'd be our vertex. Okay, let's look at our second example. We get f of x is equal to negative 3x squared minus 7x plus 1. Okay, so let's go to our calculator. I'll go back to my y equals, press clear, then I'll put in my negative key, and then 3x squared, so x key, and then the x squared, minus 7x plus 1. Now let's graph to see what we're looking at. Looks like we're looking for a maximum because it's opening down. Obviously, we don't have a minimum because it keeps going down forever. So I'm going to do my second trace. I want to choose maximum, number 4. It's asking for left bound. I want to move my cursor to the left of where my maximum is. Maximum is right there where my mouse pointer is. So I'm going to do my left arrow key, and there's my cursor going up. I think right there is about the maximum. So I'm going to go to the left of it. I go right there. And again, you don't want to go too far away from it, but you don't want to be too close either. So I'll press enter. Then it's asking for right bound. And I'm going to move my cursor to the right of the maximum. Right there would be fine. So I'll press enter. And then for guess, I'll press enter. Okay, now we get decimals. Well, we may have to live with decimals if we want to use calculator to do this. In which case this would be negative 1.17 if I take it 2 decimal places. And this one would be 5.08. Vertex, finding vertex on the calculator works real well if you're happy with decimals. If you want exact values, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now we can try to convert these to fractions, so let's do that. I'll do a second mode to exit out. Now the x key is pretty easy because we've got an x here, so we do x and then math, enter, enter. Does not change. It's not good. Let's try to change the y. Y I have to locate in green. I'll do alpha 1 to get y up here. And then math, enter, enter. 61/12. Okay. So this one I couldn't change, but this one did change. So again, this one demonstrates the flaws with using this to find the vertex. Well, let's say that I want to use calculator a little bit, but I want exact values. Instead of using the min and max function like I just showed you, we could go back and use a combination of what we're seeing in previous videos. Your vertex, your first step in finding the vertex, remember, is to we got 3 steps. Our first step is to identify A and B. A is whatever number's in front of your x squared, which is -3, and B is whatever number's in front of your x, which is -7. Then our second step is we want to plug those values into -b over 2a. So we're going to have a -7 over 2 times -3. Now negative gives you a positive, so that's 7, and 2 times -3 is -6. We then want to plug that back into our original function. Remember, our original function, if we go to y equals, is on y1. So it's y1. So if I exit out, do second mode, to evaluate this, I can do bars, and then I'll go to y bars, so I right arrow over, and I'll go into function, and there's y1. And then I'll do my beginning parentheses, and it doesn't matter where you put the negative, but I'll put -7 divided by 6, closing parentheses, enter, and we get a decimal, so we do math, enter, enter. And that gives us 61/12. So our vertex would be -76 and 61/12. So I guess it comes down to, if you're happy with decimals, min and max function works very well. If you want exact values, I'd probably recommend doing part of it by hand like this, and then taking that and plugging it into your function like I just showed you. So that works out nice. That's finding the vertex on a TI-84 plus calculator.